That's better. I'm having a sound problem today. Charles Moscowitz, thanks for joining me live here at all of my live stream stations and the podcast. I'm hearing a lot of tumult and hand-wringing over the entrance of Howard Schultz, the CEO of Starbucks, into the presidential race. And I would suggest that he's a very formidable candidate and a pretty good guy, not a bad person to be running. Very much fits I think, the zeitgeist of what this country is and where we're going in this age of Donald Trump. Very much a part of the counter-revolution, and actually the only candidate that I've seen come down the pike so far that actually would pose as a threat to President Trump, which is why President Trump has responded to him and done so in a rather vehement way. Howard Schultz is a businessman, and he's a very successful businessman. He's a billionaire, as Elizabeth Warren chose to remind us. And I think in this country, we rightfully admire millionaires and billionaires. They're great. He has created this incredible company, Starbucks. I don't think anybody can deny that. It's amazing. Not just because I personally like it, but just it's an amazing company. And he's now saying things like he wants to make America great. And, it seems to me that we ought to hear him out. Now, I am a supporter of President Trump. However, I will point out that I think that he's an interesting candidate, and I'd like to hear him. I'd like to see, how he does in a debate and how he speaks publicly, and maybe learn a bit more about him before we all see left-wingers starting to boycott Starbucks. They are showing how really out of touch they are with politics as it is today. They're worried that he's going to divide the vote and help Trump get reelected. I mean, he's probably the only person, as I've said, who's in there who has any remote chance of taking on Trump. Who else would do it? I mean, Cory Booker, Bernie Sanders, who else they have? Biden, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren. These people are all old-style, old hacks who embrace the old way of doing things that Americans are rejecting more and more every day as they wake up. People may say that they admire, for example, Barack Obama. He's got a shelves after shelf of awards, and he's been given all these accolades. But I honestly don't think that in one's heart of hearts, one wants to see him come back. We don't want to go back to that. Nobody wants to bring it back. We like to throw him another bouquet in the distance and thank him for his service, and move him on. It's like here in Massachusetts, Deval Patrick. I mean, and everyone was afraid to criticize him, so you'd give him awards, and then hopefully he goes away. Now he works at Bain Capital. That's what these old left-wing hacks are. Nobody wants that kind of rhetoric anymore. We want to hear from people who are in business and who understand how things work. And that's what Howard Schultz is, and that's what Trump is. So to my way of thinking, that is a very good, solid matchup of candidates. I mean, with Schultz being more liberal, Trump more conservative, well, fine, let's have the debate on that. And but either way, they both have the gravitas, the temperament, the understanding to be good presidents, as Trump is, and I think that Howard Schultz very well could be. So, these naysayers who are saying let's boycott Starbucks, give me a break. Do they really think that if they really wanted to defeat Trump, I actually think they should get behind Schultz and try to see what can happen. But the problem with them is that they don't understand the Trump movement. They don't understand the counter-revolution that Trump represents. Instead, they have this irrational, incoherent hatred for Trump without really knowing what it's about. And I think as long as they're locked into that loop, they're going to lose, and we're going to have a winner, whether it be Trump or a Howard Schultz. I say it's great news, and it's positive, and he represents, I think, a good image for this country. He also, by the way, at least he's making inclinations, that he embraces all of the best aspects and policies that President Trump and his administration have embraced. And maybe he's leaving aside some of the bad stuff. I don't know. We'll see. But I say let's hear him out. Let's find out what he's about. And as we move forward in this election, we'll see what happens. I honestly don't think that any of these people in there today are going to really be in there by next year or by the end of this year. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Charles Moscowitz. Have a great day.